Oh, wow, it's been a while since I've done this. No budget. No budget
Welcome
indie
to.
filmcast where we dip. That's it. Welcome to the No Budget Indie Filmcast, where we dip into the independent film universe to highlight those little films that you might not have heard about elsewhere. Will you agree with our panel, or will our panel agree with each other? Tune in to find out. I am Milo Dennison, and with me, as always, is Claire Milan.
Hello.
And Cathal Feeney.
Hello.
All right, this week we are talking about a film called Bloom, directed by Kieran Wheeler. It stars Emily Wheaton and Andrew Faulkner. So Andrew plays a character named Andrew who comes home after a weekend out of town and finds one single rose petal in his bed. So when his girlfriend comes home, he, of course, wants to know where'd this rose petal come from and confronts her about it. So what's interesting about this is it all takes place in a kitchen, and Andrew's sitting there. He kind of looks like kind of a rough and tough kind of guy, like you might get quite, upset about this. And of course, she denies it. And a few things happen that kind of accidental type things happen that add a bit more comedy to this than the setup implies that it's going to be. So it sets it up like it's going to be a serious kind of dark thing, and then it actually kind of flips a little bit and adds a little comedy to it. I think that's about the best I can do without saying what happens, unless we want to say what happens in our review.
Well, we always do.
I know, yeah, we do
Spoiler.
always do, don't we? It's not like that's ever stopped us before.
Do you know what I love about this film, though? It's a great example of a no-budget film done on a budget, but really effective. And I thought the acting was brilliant, and the music, and the whole, even the kind of coloring of it was just terrific. And then when the twist happened, you're like, oh, do you know, it's kind of humorous but dramatic at the same time. Really well acted, very well filmed, and a great example of doing a film that's on a no budget scale, set in one setting, but very effective. And I think it's only 7 minutes long, so it's quite short for a short film. I thought I really enjoyed it, and I was a bit queasy after one of the scenes. If I won't spoil it, but it was brilliant. I loved it.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna go in here, big 2-size-12s here, and spoil the hell out of it.
Okay, go on. We'll let you spoil it.
There's a key moment in this film, and it depends on how you load your dishwasher. So if anybody gets to this part of the video, I'm sure, like, a lot of people have dropped off by now, and there's no reflection on YouTube. I want you to comment below. Do you stack your dishwasher with the blades face up or face down? So let us know in the comments below. There we go. Spoiler. It was a good film. I mean, I didn't go. I think, wow, what a great film that was made. It was well done. It was good solid writing and acting and everything like that. There's a couple of twists in there. But I don't know. I'm sorry for saying but there was a couple of things about it, and I know with film it's suspension of disbelief and everything like that. There was a couple of things that that wouldn't have that didn't really, like, that. I didn't believe that. I didn't believe she would be able to do that. For instance, she would have the strength to push him like that, and there was something else as well. When she yanked the thing out of it back up. No, she, that's gone too far. Like, so it became a bit too slapsticky, I think, at that point. But other than that, I thought it was good.
I disagree on that one. I think maybe somebody's panicking or whatever. They might grab it and yank it out, because he does say no, but she does it and it's too late. or maybe he was off balance in some way when she shoved him, and so he wasn't ready for it, and that's why he fell. But I do agree with you. Like, I don't know anybody that loads their dishwasher and has the knives pointing up.
Yeah,
So,
why would you
yeah.
do that? Because naturally you wouldn't do that, would you?
I
Like
don't think
you
so.
wouldn't naturally,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
because it'd be too hard to. Unless you just
Yeah.
threw it in. I must look back at it
Well,
again.
she did. No,
Things
she
like
set
that.
it in. Like, yeah, you could see it was pretty
Yeah.
clear how she put it in there. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I mean, you could think, well, maybe the water won't get in underneath to clean it properly and stuff like that. But yeah, it is a choice.
Yeah. Well, I think one of the things I liked about it though was just his response to everything. Like, she's like stabbed, and then he's like just kind of okay, chill about it. And then she says how the rose got there. And he's pretty chill about that too. Like, you think he'd be like flipping out or something, but the whole time he's just kind of okay. Then he sits and kind of has a little sip of his drink and stuff. And it's like, I think it's kind of an interesting take on a character that you would expect to behave very differently, which I thought was kind of fun about it.
Yeah, but like he was sort of in control of that situation. So he probably thought about it a long time, and he was thought what she was going to say and how he would react, and then he would just build up to then his own attack, his verbal attack on her. Well, if that's the case, then give me a reason. So he'd worked it all out. So that's why he was so calm.
Wait, even with the knife in your back?
Well, that was different, obviously. I mean, before that,
Yeah.
I'm surprised he started drinking after being hurt.
Yeah, that's kind of what I'm saying. Like, he gets up, he pulls himself in the chair, he sits.
You wouldn't have a drink if you're not much
pain. Kind of continues to talk to her while holding his back, kind of a little bit, which is kind of fun.
You can sort of understand that. Like, he thinks, I don't want to die without knowing. Like you're kind of your brain is sort of working on two different things at the same time. So yeah, I could understand that reaction.
And I think they did a good job with her character because she stays panicky pretty much the whole time, like from the stabbing on, even up till kind of the phone call and when she slips and that kind of stuff. So she doesn't.
She doesn't really, does she? I mean, when she fesses up.
Well, eventually she calms down a little bit.
Yeah. 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 Yeah, it does become more comedic at that stage, definitely.
It certainly does, which is, I think, what I kind of like about it, because it twists what you expect what's going to happen in the film. Because like Claire was saying, like you said, with the look of it, it looks kind of got that sepia tone. This guy looks like he's got his long hair. He looks kind of like a tough guy, and it looks like a rundown house kind of thing. So you get this vibe that it's kind of this, trailer trashy type household. And so you kind of expect something serious, a bit more serious to happen, which I think is kind of what I like about it.
So we move on.
Let's do it. All right. Who wants to go first?
You can go.
I'll go first.
Oh, go on.
Yeah, like it was perfectly fine, but it was, as I said, you couldn't pick any holes in it necessarily, even though I did. But it was clever, it was well made, it was well acted, everything like that. It was and it kept you engaged for the whole time. So I will give it 3.5 stars.
So for me, it's such a great example of a no budget film being done really well. And the acting was really good. It was a surprise. I didn't expect that to happen. And I really enjoyed it. So I'm going to give it 4 stars.
Yeah, I'm with Claire. I would be very impressed with myself if I made this film as a short film, and anybody I know was like, yeah, good job. So based on that, I'm going 4 stars as well. Well, there you have it, no budget audience. Like Carl said, if you stack your dishes with the knife pointy upward, let us know in the comments in the YouTube video here. Or you can always reach us on our social media channels at No Budget Show on Instagram, Twitter, or Facebook. And with that, we'll say see you next time. Goodbye. Bye.